Before the video starts out, I just want to give a big thank you to everyone that checked out my channel and gave a like on my last video. I appreciate you guys for checking me out, and I hope you guys stay tuned for the rest of the video. And in this video, I'll be using hot high glue in order to repair this 1983 Jackson headstock. You want to make sure you have a stove and some warm water in there. You want to make sure you have it set at the lowest setting because you don't want this to boil. You just want a nice slow simmer. For the high glue, I use 1 tablespoon of high glue and a tablespoon of water. And you want to make sure you mix thoroughly. Mix every 1 minute. And you do not want to go past 140 degrees Fahrenheit. You want to stay below that. If you go past 140 degrees, then your high glue is going to start losing its strength and it'll start hardening up really fast. And you do not have a lot of time to do this. You want to make sure you have every bit of your work ready. Make sure you have your headstock ready, or anything you're repairing, make sure you have it ready. And in this part, I tested the high glue on a scrap piece of wood. I broke the scrap wood in half and I used high glue right in between. And I let it dry for about 4 days with some Erwin clamps. And I sanded it down. I put some primer on it and I put some paint on it and some lacquer. And at the end, I polished it out once everything was all dried up. You can tell it's not the best, but you get the idea. And then to apply the high glue, like I said, you want to make sure you have your work ready right on spot. You don't want to be scrambling around and letting your glue dry because it's just going to be extra work for you. When you apply the high glue, you want to make sure it's nice and hot, and you want to use a paintbrush to paint in the areas with the grain and where the wood is chipped out. I use some wax paper in between the clamps to make sure nothing gets stuck or gets glued incorrectly. And like I said, you want to make sure you let this dry for a full week. Do not pull it out in 2 days or 3 days. Just let it dry for a whole week straight. And I'll post in the video description the high glue that I bought. It was around $8 to $9 here in the United States. So I hope you guys can go check that out in the description as well in case you want to do a project yourself. In the next video, I'll polish out the guitar and make sure I take all the scratches out and make it look nice and shiny. So I hope you guys stay tuned for that video as well. Thank you for watching, and leave a like and subscribe.